Good morning, my friends. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. My mom was here about 15 years ago one time, and she came to my Sunday school class, the 3, 4, 5-year-olds, and she taught them this song. With Jesus in my boat, I can smile in the storm, smile in the storm, smile in the storm. With Jesus in my boat, I can smile in the storm while I'm sailing home. Yes, when we have Jesus in our hearts, when we have Him in our life, we can smile in the storm knowing that, yes, He is the one that has made this day. He is the one that is in control of our lives, and things come so suddenly. We had a storm come up into our lives 2 days ago in Baton Rouge, and it was so strong that night, but we didn't realize, thank the Lord, we did not flood this time. But on the other side of the city, so many people today are homeless because of the storm, and it flooded again. It flooded again, and they had to go to loved ones. And I know some of the families, and our son last night was telling me, Mom, we had to go to this house and that house, and they were helping people because they had flooded. And it can come up in such a way, because when I was reading the story in Mark today, chapter 4, verse 35, and it says, And the same day when the evening was come, he said unto them, Let us pass over unto the other side. And they got into the ship, and there were others with them. Other ship also were there, and they all were going to the other side. Verse 37, and there arose a great storm. There arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat into the ship so that it was now full. And Jesus, he was in the back part of the ship asleep. Through this great storm, Jesus was sleeping on a pillow. It is so clear here. It tells you he was sleeping on a pillow. And they went and they woke him up, and they said, Master, care you not that we perish? Don't you care? We are about to die. And he arose and rebuked the wind and said unto the sea. Jesus is speaking to the sea and to the wind, and he said, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said unto them, Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? And this is the part that came new to me this morning. Jesus was almost rebuking them also and saying, why were you so fearful? Why are you so fearful? And how come you have no faith? Because I believe in chapter 3, when we read, Jesus is choosing his 12, and it says in verse 14, And he ordained 12 that they should be with him, and that he might send them forth to preach, and to have power to heal sicknesses, to cast out devils. And he was giving them power. And in another place we see he sent out 70 of them and gave them power to do these miracles. So I believe he was rebuking them because they could have done what Jesus did with the power of speaking to the storm by faith, because Jesus said, why are you so fearful? Why is it that you have no faith? And so today I'm reminded, one time we were in Ireland in a very, very quaint little village, and I can't remember the name of the village, but I remember the conference place was called Red Cross, and we were staying in a conference house, and there was a tent in the village, and Terry was the speaker that night. And afterwards, our kids were very young, and Jennifer and Benjamin, I think they were like maybe 6 and 7, and they put us in a car with this missionary doctor, a woman missionary doctor, and her friend, a small car, and we were 4 sitting in the back, just scrunched up, no seatbelts, nothing. We just were together. And they were driving us back to the conference place. And the roads in Ireland, in this village particularly, not the roads in Ireland, but in this village, were so small, no lights at night, and every time a car would come across, because we were driving on the other side, and I wasn't used to that because they believe they drive on the right side, and we believe we drive on the right side. But for me, the cars seemed to come in the same path, and I don't know how she was avoiding them so many times. And because of traveling, Terry was sleeping because he was so tired. He had just ministered and time changed. And I woke him up and I said, wake up. Don't you care? I think we're going to die in this car. At least get up and pray with me, because I felt like we were about to die. And this is how the disciples were so afraid of this huge storm. And they woke Jesus up and said, Master, do you not care? And Jesus rebuked the sea, rebuked the storm. Peace, be still. And then he told them, why are you afraid? Don't you have enough faith? Or where is your faith? And so today he's given us authority. There are storms in our life that come up so quickly. We need to speak with the power, the authority Jesus has given us, and calm the fears in our hearts. Calm the fears in our hearts in situations today that you are facing. And with the Prince of Peace, Jesus, in our hearts, in our lives, that is the secret, having him in our lives to speak to storms. And yes, cry out to him. If you feel like your faith is not enough, we cry out to him and say, Lord, help us before we perish. Be blessed today.